What's up YouTube? It's Lucas back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the 7 ideas, 7 types of lead magnets that you can use to start growing your email list. Alright, so before we talk about the 7 ideas that you can use for a lead magnet, I just want to address a very important question, and that is, why is it important that you have a lead magnet for your business? You might be thinking that, you know what, I'm a traditional business, I don't need a lead magnet, or you might think that a lead magnet only works for certain industries. But here's the thing, the importance of a lead magnet is this. Let me share this story with you. And I mean, not really a story, but I just want to share a concept with you. And this was taught by this person, this brilliant internet marketer. His name is Russell Brunson. So Russell Brunson shares in all of his trainings, he usually shares this thing. It's the concept of traffic, right? If you think about it, why do we want more subscribers? We want more subscribers because we want traffic. Now, when it comes to traffic, there are 3 types of traffic out there. First is the traffic that you control. What that means is traffic you control. Examples of traffic you control are like Facebook ads, Google ads, or YouTube ads. Now, why do we say that it's traffic that you control? The reason is very simple. It's because today, if you go up to Mark Zuckerberg and you tell him that, right, here's $10, please show this ad to X amount of people, and then boom, you get your traffic. And once you stop paying Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook, the traffic stops coming, right? So that is traffic you control. You can decide when you want to start getting traffic to your landing pages, your websites, and you can decide when to stop it. Now, that's the first type of traffic. Now, the second type of traffic is traffic that you don't control. Now, what do I mean by traffic you don't control? The best way to look at it is like your let's say you have 10,000 followers, or maybe 100,000 followers on Instagram. Now, yes, that is a form of traffic. Whenever you post a new picture or a new video or a new story on Instagram, you'll get people to consume your content. But the problem with that is that, let's say, there are a few problems. The first problem is that the algorithm on Facebook and Instagram is built in a way where whatever you post will not be shown to 100% of your following. In fact, I believe it's anywhere between 1 to 10%, or maybe the maximum 20% of your following will actually be shown. The post will actually be shown to only about 1 to 20% of your entire following. So that's number one con of traffic that you don't control. But the biggest problem over here with traffic you don't control is, for example, let's say you build up a huge following on Facebook, and your entire marketing relies only on Facebook. And let's just rewind back to a few years ago, where Facebook was involved in the privacy scandal, and let's say the courts decided that, you know what, this is too big of an offense, and Facebook, you need to shut down. Now, what's going to happen to your business if, you've already put in the hard work, the sweat, all the effort, the blood and tears into building up your following. You are having the good life, but suddenly Facebook that's it. All your following is gone. You have effectively lost your business overnight. Let me give you another example. So this is an example that Russell Brunson always shares. So if you guys don't know who he is, I'm going to give you a very quick introduction. He is the co-founder of ClickFunnels, a software as a service company that has done over $100 million in sales and is close to a $1 billion valuation, right? But before that, Russell Brunson started out selling a DVD that teaches people how to make potato guns, right? So when he first started out, he would put $5 into Google Ads, and then he will make a profit of, I can't remember the exact numbers, but initially he was making very good money from selling his DVDs on Google. I think he was making at least a 50% profit margin. But one day Google decided to double their ad cost. Now, what this did was it effectively shut him off his business. Well, while Google did not cease to exist, but what Google did was that they decided to wipe out all the small advertisers, and they were going to focus on the big boys who were spending millions on them. Now, what happened next was that all these small businesses were swept under the rug with the with the new increased price of Google Ads, right? So that is one of the situations that can also happen to you if you only focus on traffic that you don't control, right? So which this brings me to my last point, my the third point, which is traffic that you own. Now, what do I mean by traffic you own? The most classic example is in an email list. Now, why do I say it's traffic you control? So let's go back to the examples I gave earlier on. Let's say Google decides that, you know what, they're going to do it again this time, but this time they're going to triple the price of the ads, right? Well, if you have your own email list, guess what? You don't have to worry that much because you can still promote to the people on your email list. Let's say Facebook decides to quadruple its ad cost. Well, you don't have to worry because once again you have your own list. Is this making sense to you guys so far? I hope it is, right? So I can't stress enough the reasons, how important it is for any business to have a email list, right? If you haven't got started, great. Don't worry, I have a few tips for you to get started immediately today, right? Let's jump right in. All right, so before I go into the 7 ideas that you can actually use to create a lead magnet, I want to share a few 3 simple tricks that you can use to convert more people who land on your lead magnet page, meaning to say more people will actually be willing to opt into your list. Because one of the problems is that, you know, the normal trick of giving away an ebook does not work anymore, right? People don't want to spend 20 hours reading a $300 a 300 page book that you wrote, right? For many reasons. Number one, they don't even know who you are. They probably don't have the time to read your book and all that kind of stuff, right? So here are the 3 tips. Tip number 1 is to be super specific. Now, what do I mean? You want to be specific. Let me give you an example. A very specific lead magnet idea can be like how to get more followers for real estate agents on Instagram. How to get more followers on Instagram for real estate agents, right? That is very specific, and it's either you want it or you don't, right? There's no gray zone whether do I need this lead magnet? Because the thing is, if a lead magnet should make people think, I need that. That's the reaction you want to get from the people that you are showing your lead magnet to, right? So the second point I have for you guys is that your lead magnet must promise a quick win. So like going back to the point again, you don't want to put out a book because people don't have the time to consume such a large piece of content, right? So what you want to do, you want to promise a quick win. And yeah, and there are also many people out there who are putting up content like mini courses and all that kind of stuff. But yes, your course, you might pour your heart and soul into the course, but if people don't see the value in it, they are not going to opt in, and they're not going to even if they opt in, they might not even consume it, right? Probably they watch like 1 video or 2 video, and yeah, they'll probably drop out, and you're not really fulfilling what you wanted to do, which is to help them, right? So in order to really help them, what you want to do, you want to create a lead magnet that helps them get a quick win. Make sense? And the last tip is that it needs to be instantly accessible. Now, because we live in the world of everything is instant, right? And because of this, we have become creatures of instant gratification. We like things to be instant, and if there is with the slightest delay, it will actually cause your conversion to drop, right? So those are the 3 tips that I have for you to improve your lead magnet conversions. Number 1 is being super specific. Number 2 is that it promises 1 quick win, not many quick wins, just 1 quick win. And then lastly is that you want it to be instantly accessible for your audience. All right, moving on. All right, so here's a list of the 7 types of lead magnets you could use to offer your dream customers, right? So number one, what we have over here is a resource list. So let's go back to the example of a real estate agent. So let's say you're doing your marketing online. What you can offer to your potential clients is a resource list. So for example, you can provide them links to websites with for them to start comparing prices, or you can provide them with building layouts of a certain area, of a certain postal code, or you can provide them with things like where they can find the best interior designers, or perhaps where they can find new furniture, or that kind of stuff, right? The idea is to help them reduce the time that they need to do their research. So that's what a resource list is very, very useful for, right? What you're promising them is to help them save time. The next idea we have here is a checklist. Idea number 2 is a checklist. So let's use the example. Let's just use the real estate agent example again. So in this context, what we can do is we can create a lead magnet titled something like do not sell your house before you go through this checklist, or 7 or things that you need to take note of before you sell your house, or perhaps 9 things or 10 things to take note of before you buy your new house, your next home. One of the reasons that this works really well is because, real estate is a very, very huge transaction. And most of the time, people want to be extra careful about before making a decision. And this is why this type of lead magnets will work very well. Okay, example number 3. The third idea I have for you guys is to offer a mini course. Alright, so one of the best mini courses out there that I know of is by this website called Ad Espresso. So what they do is basically they teach people. They are in the service of helping people with their Facebook ads, with their Google ads, basically advertising. And what they do have is actually many online courses that teaches people how they can actually get started with Facebook ads and Google ads and that kind of stuff. And this is really good because if you think about it, these are not some half-assed lead magnets that they put out. They really spent a lot of time in it, and it really creates a lot of value. And one of the things is that if they're not an ad agency, correct? They're not an ad agency, but here's the thing: if they were, and if I was to consume their content, and if they were to do a very good job, who do you think will be in the first in their mind if I ever decide to hire an ad agency? Them, exactly. That's right. I'll choose to hire them because they have provided me with so much value up front. Moving on to the next example I have for you guys is templates. Okay, a good example of templates are like your Instagram templates, because people know the importance of posting on Instagram, but they don't necessarily know what to post. So what you can do is you can put out a template and just tell them to use this as a template, and maybe just change the text, change the colors a little bit, and you can use this as your Instagram post. Now this is very, very, very good because number one, people are not good in design. Most people are not good in design. And number 2, it helps them save a lot of time. So this will potentially help you get many more subscribers to your email list. Does that make sense? All right, number 5 are scripts. So let's say you are trying to sell, let's say your target audience are, let's say you are a marketing agency and you are trying to reach out to real estate agents to help them do their marketing for them, right? So what you can do is that you can put up a lead magnet saying that, hey, look, use these proven scripts for your next video sales letter. Because now you see, the thing is, while real estate agents might be very, very good salespeople, but they might not necessarily be the best marketers out there. And so what you can do with your scripts is that you can pre-write scripts, give it out to people, whether they use it or not. They could choose to use it, they could choose not to use it, but they would. This is a very good hook to get people to give you their email addresses, because scripts have very high perceived value. Okay, so idea number 6 are swipe files. What I mean swipe files? Alright, so if you are in the digital marketing space, you would probably have asked yourself this question before. Alright, I know the importance of running an ad, but just exactly what should I write? What picture should I use? What video should I use? What kind of email should I follow up with? And this is exactly where swipe files come in. So basically what swipe files are basically a collection. Think of it as a library. And let's say today you want to sell, if you want to sell, I don't know, a fancy car, go to your library, take out a file and see and flip through the best ads that have the best performing ads from the past, and from there you can model those ads, right? And a very good example of swipe files like these is from Russell Brunson's 100, I think it's 104 lead swipe files. In that funnel, Russell Brunson actually goes through almost over 100 examples of advertisements that you can actually swipe for yourself, right? So that's another example. And the last but not least are Facebook groups. Now I think Facebook groups are going to be very useful for many of you guys, and for a few reasons. Number one is that when you get somebody to join your Facebook group, you effectively have two channels of reaching out to them. First is through their emails, because when people are joining your Facebook group, you can actually put a mandatory field for them to give you an email address, right? First, that is the first communication channel, and the second communication channel is the Facebook group itself. And the amazing thing about Facebook groups is that when people post, everybody else can engage in it, and if the more people there is, the more posts there's going to be more engagement, and that's what Facebook wants. And when Facebook detects that your group is getting a lot of engagement, they will tend to boost your groups for you, right? More people will be seeing the post in your Facebook groups, and this will create a lot of goodwill amongst your audiences, and that will translate into more sales, no matter what industry you're in, right? You can use this if you're in the health industry, in the wealth industry, or you're in the relationships industry. Whatever industry it is you are in, Facebook groups will work for you. And another very good thing about Facebook groups is that you don't actually need to create anything other than the group itself. Unlike the other lead magnet ideas, where you will probably have to come up with some kind of design, you need to think of a copy, you need to think of the content and that kind of stuff. But with a Facebook group, it's literally just going to Facebook and creating a new group, and you can start promoting it immediately. This is something that you can do if you know what you're doing, you can do this under 15 minutes or maybe half an hour. Or if you want to be a little bit more fancy, you want to create a nice group picture, a nice Facebook group cover, probably will take you maybe a couple of hours, but that's really it for a Facebook group. And personally, I think if you don't know where to start, a Facebook group is probably what you should definitely try out at the beginning, because it's really one of the easiest way to get started, to start collecting email addresses. Alright, with that said, I want to ask you a question. Are you somebody who needs more leads, more customers, and more sales? Because if you answered to yes to any of those questions, you need to check out ClickFunnels. What ClickFunnels is basically, it is a drag and drop funnel builder for your business. And how funnels work is that they will help you get more sales and more customers into your business using this very simple, very beautifully designed funnels, right? And if you are interested in getting more sales and more customers, then you need to check out ClickFunnels free 14-day trial, right? ClickFunnels is giving a free 14-day trial, and you can cancel anytime. And if you get and right now ClickFunnels is actually running a very awesome special promotion for all of you guys. And if you sign up for the 14-day free trial, you get free bonuses. You get many other bonuses, like a free online course to teach you how to create a product and start selling online. Get a free online course to teach you how you can start taking advantage of the power of Facebook. And the next bonus is my personal favorite, which is the free online training by the world's most sought after personal development coach, Tony Robbins. And with this online training, it will really get you into the right mindset and framework to set you up for success. Now, all you have to do to claim this free trial is go to the description below, just click on it and you'll be led straight to the page. Alright, so before I end this video, if you liked what you are seeing, remember to subscribe, turn on notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.